welcome to the AIDEM Soccer Mania once again. Today I have a very special guest from Qatar joining us just on the eve of the final of the 2022 World Cup, the much awaited final between Argentina and France. And the person who is with me is Jushna Shahin. She hails from Kannur in Kerala, but she has become an internationally renowned social media star. She's very famous in Latin America, especially in Argentina. And it all happened after she spoke about the craze for Lionel Messi in Kerala to an Argentine radio station in Spanish. And Jushna's story is very unique. She's somebody who learned Spanish to know more about Argentine football, to know more about Messi, to converse with him. And it's a kind of passionate journey, undoubtedly. Jushna, welcome to the AIDEM Qatar Mania. We are very happy to have you with us today. I'll ask you one straight and simple question. You are a great fan of Lionel Messi. You're very passionate about his personality, his football. You want him to win, certainly. But you're also a trained sports journalist, somebody who's learning sports journalism academically. So when you go and report on a match like the Argentina-France final, is it passion that overtakes you, or is it your objectivity as a journalist?
That's a great question, actually. About being a journalist and about keeping aside a fandom, it is really tough, I should say. About what I think in my perspective, I always try to be, objective. I try to write it in an unbiased way, because that is what journalism is all about. If I was from an Argentine media, maybe I could have, taken sides and I've written about my team or something, but now I don't have my team as such, so I'll have to be objective. I'll have to be unbiased and be writing it on point. So it's really difficult. So I've in my all these years, everything that I've written, like, it was like in an objective manner. So one example that I'd like to say is that when Lionel Messi keeps winning the Ballon d'Or, or when it was only between Ronaldo and Messi, it was a debatable topic, and I had to take a stand. I got this request from one of the media to write about it, so I had to write a critical article about it, like why Messi wins all the Ballon d'Ors. There are other players who are like Iniesta, who are sidelined, etc. So it was like very difficult. I got many questions from many crazy Messi fans who thought that I speak only for Messi. But now, when you are a journalist, you have to take certain decisions. It's going to be very difficult, but you have to be objective. You have to be on point. You have to be unbiased. So yeah.
Who did you write that article for? Which organization?
I've written it for The Companion. It's a student magazine. Yeah.
Who are you reporting this World Cup for? I mean, I think you are reporting for a number of radio stations. I mean, can you just list out some of the organizations for which you are reporting this World Cup?
I'm actually writing for a couple of things. One is like for my university, we have European media, so I'm trying to give them something from not a match report kind of thing, but in an analytical way. And a couple of other medias have also approached me like recently. Then I'm here as a journalist from Media One Television, so I have to put in some work for them as well. So yes.
Okay, that's what you are doing. I mean, overall, in the sense you're reporting for reporting for multilingual, platforms. Like you're doing some reporting in Spanish. You are doing something for the European media in terms of English. Then, of course, Media One most probably in Malayalam. So it's just as multidimensional as your personality.
Yeah, actually, the Spanish was not there in the plan, but now, I mean, it was there in the plan, but I didn't, plan to actually write an article or something. I was planning to do a video story about our, Kerala football fandom, Messi fandom as such to the Argentine media. So now, since like they have so many things to take from Kerala, and they think that I am a good medium to use, so I've got some requests about that as well, but that will not be works, but I think I'll be attending some live shows or radio lives. Yeah.
In a sense, you are a cultural ambassador for Kerala, but kind of bridging Kerala with the Latin American countries. Yeah, I can see that you
Thanks
understand.
for saying that.
I can understand you see the importance of that. But anyway, like, coming back to your objective position as a sports journalist, you are going to report arguably the biggest game in the last 4 years. So, how do you evaluate the chances of Argentina and France in real terms?
Argentina and France, they both have very good squad. Maybe France has a better squad when compared to Argentina, thinking about the international stars they have in their, squad and everything. But I think this World Cup gave us a lot of shocks. It came in an, unpredictable package. So we have so many, surprises that we went through. For example, we have seen Morocco playing semifinals. So it's not predictable
Saudi
actually.
Arabia defeating Argentina.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's another very big surprise and shock that we all had. And obviously, Argentina from that point now they have reached the finals, and that's another big surprise and shock that we all had because everybody were expecting for Argentina to get eliminated in the group stage itself. So I think that finals are such a game where emotions and passion play more than the skills that you have. It's all about the confidence that you hold. It's the attitude that you have in the 90 minutes because you are struggling or you are going to vie for the biggest trophy in the football itself. So it's going to be like a very tough game because both the sides they want to win the trophy, but I think as a fan I think Argentina will make it. Argentina is gonna, they're improving by every match. You've seen they've put up a very incredible, phenomenal show in the semi-finals. So yeah, this is what I
And
think as a fan, but as a journalist, yeah.
Messi is rising to his genius at this right time. Most probably that nutmeg pass was really amazing. I mean, the assist that
Yes,
he
yes,
gave.
exactly. Yeah. The third goal, it was amazing, and he's trying not to score goals, trying to assist more, and genuinely trying to win the match. So which is like
But
it takes to an.
but football pundits are of the opinion that France has a more balanced side. I mean, if you look at the various departments of the game, France has
Mhm.
it's got a very balanced. Their forward line, their half line, their defense,
Yeah,
everything is much better
yeah,
than. So that's also a big factor. How do you look at that
yeah,
factor?
exactly. I mean, when we look at the squad, that's what I was saying. Like, if you look at the squad strength or about the kind of skills or the best players, France has, France outweighs Argentina. Of course, I agree with that. But finals are unpredictable. We cannot predict the result. It just not depend. It's not dependent on the squad strength in all ways. It has other factors that makes it unpredictable. So that's what I was trying to say, and I still believe that something magical happens because we all await finals. We will be bored of a one man show or a strong team defeating a weaker team in a finals. That is very unlikely, or that's not what we all expect when we look into a final stage of a match. What we want are surprises, shocks, drama. This is all what we are expecting, and this is a perfect final for all such
So
elements, I think.
you think the if you count the element of drama and surprise, you think it sits on the side of Argentina because France is a more balanced team. They are the World Cup holders.
Yeah.
So they if they get upset by Argentina, I mean it will not be a real upset in that sense. But then if you look at the larger picture, Argentina is the underdog, and then the underdogs have to make it in the final. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I should be agreeing with that. Yes.
Yeah. So, coming to this question of your passion for Lionel Messi, I'm told that it's something which developed from your childhood. Can you just tell us how it evolved?
Like I was brought up in a joint family, so I always got to watch matches with my uncles and my grandfather. My grandfather, who was an ardent Brazil fan, he always, watched matches along with everyone. But when it's the time for his team to lose, he's like very angry. You can see another face of my grandfather, and he always walks away. All these kind of, spirit and the vibe that really attracted me towards the game, both football and cricket. But something striked in football, like, or there was some kind of thing that attracted me more towards football. Maybe I think it's because of the duration of the game. So I started watching the first World Cup that I remember that I watched was in 2002, but I didn't have any clue of what was happening in the ground. I only know that there were two teams struggling for, the ball possession. This was the only thing that I understood. But in 2006, I grew, like I was 11 years old. I saw the fixture with Messi's picture, and so many legends playing, and my, like apart from my house, like everywhere, like it's everywhere where I go or whom I talk to, they have something to talk about this football frenzy everywhere. So I was like very attracted to the game. So when I saw Lionel Messi, play as well, and when I heard other people's opinion as well, like he's going to be a very, risky factor for, us in the future, like if we proceed to this round or something like that. I remember vaguely. So all these factors, actually affected me a lot. Then I started learning about this player. I started reading about this player and about the journeys that he took, about the obstacles that he, surpassed to be where he is. It blew my mind. I was very young. I was 11 years old. It captured my attention, especially the hormonal issues that he had, and then he overcame everything, and he's there for a reason, and he's a young player. So things like that, you get influenced by these things very, easily when you're a kid. So this is what happened to me as well.
You made an emotional connect.
Yeah, right from the start it was an emotional connect. Yes, true.
Yeah. So then I'm told that that this connect in later years it kind of started defining your life. You took up Spanish essentially to speak to Messi. I mean, can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, I actually, I'm a very emotional kind of person as such. So emotional connections, it takes me to another level. So when I was in 2000, when I was in 10th standard in 2010, that the World Cup came in with, Argentina, with Maradona and Messi, and the connection that they had. Everybody, I know that Maradona had, he was very happy to see his younger stages in Messi, but Messi was really, really pressurized to be compared with such a legend. So this was what we have all witnessed in the World Cup, 2010 World Cup, and he did not, mark any goal. And when they were defeated by Germany in the quarterfinals, it was like a very, very shocking thing for me, especially when my father sided Germany and he started, proclaiming that, yeah, we have won and you've lost. And he proved that in any manner, Germany is better than Argentina. So these all things, made me really, really sad. So I really wanted to know how Messi and Maradona dealt with these, criticisms, what they had to tell about these and everything. So, okay, I read newspaper articles and, some phrases about, this is what Maradona says and all. This language barrier actually, made me very, desperate to learn the language. I started, browsing internet, watching YouTube videos, but we didn't have that much options then in 2010. So it was very difficult for me to, grasp foreign language that I was never exposed to. So my strenuous efforts were, in vain. Nothing could be done. So yeah, it was then that I decided to take up this as my course. So I not it was not only about that particular tournament or event, but in general, since I was very inspired by the character that Messi holds, because in the ground he's a different person, and when he's in front of the camera he's a shy, timid kind of person who talks very less. So I was like very confused about how does he manage this. I still have that out. So I had to listen to him to know what are the selected words that he speak. So I need to learn the language. This is the main motive that behind the learning Spanish thing. So yeah.
Well. So you went to JNU to study the language, and of course, JNU is also a very important academic institution in this country. It has got its political weightage as well. So when you were learning Spanish from JNU, evidently, I think especially the connect that you have with Latin American football, especially Argentine football, and Latin American football as a whole has always been linked to politics. It has been linked to the movements like liberation theology, the Brazilian Communist Party. Maradona was a great friend of Fidel Castro, and Eduardo Galeano, the man who wrote the phenomenal book called The Veins of Latin America. He was a legendary sports journalist, also somebody who kind of explored the linkages between politics and football, especially in Latin America. So when you study Spanish in JNU, in a place like JNU, did you also kind of explore these connections?
Yeah, actually, yes. I realize that football is more than a game. It has some political things as well that it holds. It not only unites nations or people, it also divides. It was when I reached JNU when I started learning the about the history, the politics, the culture about Spain as well as Latin America. So I was actually in the beginning I was afraid whether I lose this kind of enthusiasm that I'm having now, because when something gets serious in a serious note, it's always boring. It becomes boring. The interesting factors, interesting elements vanishes away, because you start to look at it in a bigger or more serious perspective. So this I was afraid about this, but then it was very interesting. It still is. So but I haven't written or dug in deep into the Latin American politics, because I think I have a way more things to learn about it. I'm still you know still in the beginner stage, because the history is a lot. And about the Spanish thing, the Catalonia, the issue, the Real Madrid, Barcelona, why El Clasico becomes more than a game, what are the political perspectives? So all these things I, learned a bit more. I could write something about that. So these things inspire me, and these things, as I was afraid before, it's not it doesn't take me away, rather makes me closer to the game, because when you have more things to think about, it is interesting, obviously. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. But of course, your entire mission to Qatar was essentially based on the idea of meeting Messi and talking to him. Of course, you have become a star in Argentina now, since you have brought the Malayalis craze for Messi to Argentine population. You become a very important social media person in Argentina. So has the meeting finally happened, or is it going to happen? What is the prognosis on that?
I actually, yes, as you said, my prime motive of coming to Qatar was that Messi is playing his last World Cup. So I wanted to be here, looking at the events that's going to happen. So it's going to be, very difficult to meet Messi, because, all the internationally acclaimed journalists, sports channels, everyone is here. And Messi is very selective while giving interviews and meeting people. So it's going to be a very, very difficult task to meet him. I know this, but somewhere inside my mind, I have a, desire to meet him, because I feel that this is the, exact timing, or this is the right time for me to meet him. I'll be happy if I meet him after 10 years, as happy I would be now. But I would like to see that enthusiasm, that feeling, that last World Cup vibes from Messi. I won't get it later on. So I want that kind of thing from Messi now. So this is why I want to meet him now. But I don't know. I'm trying my maximum. The one thing that I wanted to do while coming to Spain was, to do a short video, introduce the Kerala Argentine Messi fandom to Argentina, and somehow, let Messi see this, or take this to Messi. This is what my prime, reason is. But yeah, so we'll have to wait and see.
It must have happened already, because that video has gone viral across the world, I suppose. When you were explaining in Spanish, the Spanish journalist, the Kerala craze for Messi.
Estudió desde mis 18 años hasta ahora. Cuando era niña, yo he visto Messi a jugar y todo el tiempo inspiración. Messi inspírame mucho.
Anyway, AIDEM wishes you the very best for the World Cup final you're going to report. May your reporting skills soar high when you write about this match, when you talk about this match, and also may your individual passion and individual liking for Messi also soar, and may your team win. The AIDEM wishes you the very best. And of course, we will continue to talk to you. We'll continue to converse with you on various aspects of the game and various aspects of football and politics and connections and linkages. Once again, all the best from AIDEM.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.